to Real Reds Talk, the authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. This is your Sunday social.
We want to play out, and we want to play out. We want to play out, and we want to play out. We want to play out, and we want to play out.
What's popping, people? Welcome back to the channel. And I'm just going to say straight off the bat, you can probably look in and thinking, who's that geezer in the top right corner? Oh, wherever you are. I can't even see you on the thing, to be honest.
Right.
But top right, yeah, so I was right. I didn't even have it on. It is, of course, Brian Casey, because it is his show tonight. Sorry. How are you doing, Brian?
Not too bad. How are you?
Absolutely, fantastic. All the better for having you on. It's nice. It's we were saying off camera, it's a little bit surreal in that regard that you basically watch every one of the shows. I mean, you're a massive supporter, and obviously we appreciate you a lot. So it's nice to actually get you on, get your thoughts in person, rather than over chat. So I'm looking forward to getting into it. We're going to discuss the Maguire stripped of the captaincy. This report's coming out from the Sun. Joao Felix to Man United. Is a couple of rumours about that. Casemiro interview. It's a couple of interesting quotes, and then the outgoings as well. And of course, welcome to Sam. Sorry, Sam, I'll let you introduce you. Apologies about that.
So I'm always here. So I'm like the the furniture in the background. I'm just always
the cobweb in the corner.
Yeah.
To everyone in the chat, make sure you get involved. If you've got any questions for Brian, more than welcome to throw them out there as well. You want some of his thoughts on individual topics, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And again, every single time, for whatever, when I'm speaking, some Bluetooth thing comes up and says switch device. I don't want to switch device. I've got my microphone here. I'm absolutely fine.
It's the motorbike.
Let's move on.
It's the motorbike been passed.
Not yet. I guarantee in about, I don't know, 15 minutes, or maybe it's Sunday. Maybe he's giving it a rest. I don't know, but I'm expecting it in 10, 15 minutes time in due course. So keep an ear out for that. Right then, Harry Maguire stripped of captaincy. This is breaking news from the Sun Sport, so take it with a pinch of salt. But Harry officially lose the captain's armband at Manchester United this week, even if he refuses to leave, and Bruno Fernandes is the favourite to receive the armband. Sam, how do you go about this in the right way without the media kind of making a meal of it, if you know what I mean?
I mean, it's United, so they're going to make a meal of it anyway, aren't they? Like, it's just what's going to happen. And just be aware, don't buy the Sun. Like, don't read the Sun, don't go to the Sun, don't give them any sort of money or press, because they're a horrible, horrible newspaper. So just put that out there, as I always do. Bruno's effectively been captain for the entire of last season, hasn't he? Up until how many did they get appearances? Maguire 9 starts or something like that.
Yeah.
So, like, for all intents and purposes, he was captain. So it's just now it's just an official thing that Bruno is the official captain. So I think a lot of journalists are going to make big deals. I'm sure TalkSport's going to have an entire section dedicated to it, and so that's just how it's going to be. But for United fans, that's how it is now. It's just continuation, and you'll probably get somebody as vice captain like a Shaw or a Casemiro or a Leach or someone around that sort of ilk, like a leadership or someone who's got longevity, that kind of thing. So it doesn't need to be a big deal, but I'm sure the media's they have to make clicks, don't they? They have to make views, so they're going to attach United's name to United betray Maguire or something along those bollocks.
That's usually the ones you see in it. Axe from the squad.
It is what it is, but yeah, we're fine.
Welcome to the British media. Brian, how would you reflect on Maguire's time at the club since he's joined? Do you reckon there's been good moments for you, or is it?
I think maybe probably the first season wasn't too bad when he first joined, but again, like, that was a completely different system.
Mm-hmm.
And he suited that system that we were playing at the time. Yep. Over time, we've changed now to Ten Hag's system where they play on the halfway line. He can't play there.
You
know, he doesn't turn around and look. He doesn't scan. He has no pace, no awareness of who's around him or what's happening on the pitch. So he just does not suit that system, which is reflected on why he was on the bench so many times this last season. You know, which is, and rightly so, the captaincy is taken from him now. How can you have your captain on the bench? And we've all been saying it all season.
Mm-hmm.
How can the captain of the club be on the bench every week?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it is a bit of a mad one, because that was the constant kind of chat that was going amongst the season. Like, he's there. We know he's there, and it's like, and he's holding the cup with Bruno as well at the same time, and you're like, it just doesn't kind of fit. It's like a participation award. Do you know what I mean? When you're at school, you got that one kid who let him score a goal or let him do this, and it's going forward, like you rightfully mentioned, that high line, he just cannot. It just doesn't suit him at all. Lacks mobility, lacks pace, like you said, can't scan. So he looks like a fish out of water. He just looks like he struggles with it a lot. And that was even evident in a system when he played Knowledge, which is obviously much more pragmatic, and you kind of sat back and hit him on the counter. So the flaws were always there, but they've definitely been more exposed now.
That's the thing. That's the thing. He's not a terrible, like everybody labels him as a terrible player. He isn't.
Yeah.
Like, he's plays for England. There's a reason United bought him. He was a part of a Leicester team that was quite successful. He's not a shit player. He isn't, because he wouldn't be in the league if he was a shit player. Like, we all go, "Oh, Fred's shit." Or there's a reason why he's playing for United, and City wanted him at the time. Except, like, they're good players. The system is everything. If you play in a system that doesn't suit you, you stand out like a sore thumb. Like, you saw that with Ronaldo when we were trying to play. He just stood out, didn't he? Like, it affected the entire system because everything had to go through him rather than everything contributing. So he's not a bad player. He just needs to go to the right team that's going to play to his strengths or play in a system that suits him. United doesn't, and the way Ten Hag is going to obviously start implementing stuff with new players and stuff, is going to go further and further away from his skill set. So the best thing to do would be to go somewhere that would be better for you. But...
And I don't agree a lot with Paul Merson, but I think what he said about Maguire was when he signed, or I think it was like 6 months or a year after he signed, was absolutely spot on. And he said it's different when you're playing at Leicester, you're defending on the edge of the 18-yard box. You come to United, they expect more of you. They expect you to be brave and step out. And he just didn't handle it very well. And I think the price tag, I mean, £80 million when you look back at that. I mean, is there a worse transfer than that? Is there?
For United? Or just in general?
In general, 100 million, like nearly £100 million for Harry Maguire is right up there. I mean, I'm open to the floor, open to the chat as well. If anyone in the chat who wants to throw the worst transfers or a worse transfer than Harry Maguire or Brian, more than welcome to opt in. Oh yeah, well, Alexis Sanchez is right. We've just got like a list of them ourselves, haven't we? To be fair, yeah.
I think most of them, I'd say the top 5 have been ours.
Yeah, the right up there. Pogba as well.
Pogba's got to be up there, hasn't he? 89 million and had 2.5 good games. Burnley, the second half against City, and then what was the other one he had? But yeah,
I think he had good cameos, and I think he had games where you saw the potential. But the thing is with Pogba, it was always on his day you can do.
When's his fucking day?
And it was like, he plays for France. And he was like, if he had Mbappe, Kante around him, and a world class player in every single position for him to flourish. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, get to bed, mate. I'm not taking that nonsense. Fuck me. Regardless, I think the fact that we give him the kind of the captaincy was a mistake, wasn't it, Brian, to give it him that early, and then the price tag with it as well was kind of, when you look back at it in hindsight, is it like recipe for disaster?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What was it? Was it 6 months? I think he was there.
Very quick turnaround.
Yeah, that's way too quick. And that was probably maybe because he was English, because of the price tag. Maybe Ollie felt pressured to give it to him. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I agree. It was definitely way too soon.
It's when you look at the list of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signings, and they all kind of have that. It was a very kind of Brexit feel about them, weren't they? Like the Dan James and the Wan-Bissaka and the Harry Maguires and all these kind of. And he loves Scotty McTominay getting there and Rashi, and yeah, it felt very Brexit. Whereas like you've seen Ten Hag go now for the tacticians, which is what I love. Like Sandro Martinez, it's come in, it's just been nothing short of absolutely amazing. I love the way he plays football, and the difference from him to Harry Maguire. Like, Harry Maguire looks like a centre back but doesn't play, and Lisandro doesn't. It doesn't look like one. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't like the type. It looks like it could be a centre attacking mid or.
You know what it is as well? Like, I think British players get an easier time from the media. Like when Harry Maguire went to United, everyone was saying, yeah, it's a bit much, but he's going to be great. He's going to be captain. But Lisandro Martinez comes to United. He's too short. He's not going to work. Same with like Wan-Bissaka, top like right back, centre back. And then when Dallo came, it was just like, oh, is he good enough? Can he make, like, it's just always the same thing. Like British people, British players seem to get an easier press than foreign players. They were criticising Casemiro, man. He was fucking
Yeah.
the best defensive midfielder in the world, and they're going, is he too old though at 30?
I know.
He's fucking
Yeah.
30, mate. He's not 55. Like, he's 30. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. Just give it a rest.
Well, we're gonna touch on Casemiro very shortly. There's a few interesting quotes from that. But Romano tweeted something before Newcastle and Manchester United are both exploring the Disasi deal. No bids just yet. And then he put after that would be a great addition to the team, isn't it? I mean, I don't really understand that, but okay. Who's the right option to go for, do you think, Brian? If Maguire, if we was managed to sell him, which I don't think we will, but if we did, is anyone in your mind who you would be comfortable with replacing him?
Before I would have said Kim Min-jae,
Oh,
but obviously
yeah.
he's gone to Bayern.
Gutted about that.
Yeah, he's definitely one that got away.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm not really sure if there's anyone that kind of, for me anyway, there's no one really that kind of sticks out. Yeah.
There's no kind of standout options, is there? Like the Kim Min-jae was the obvious one where you look at and you're like, fits in, 50 million euros, spot on. The wages was a little bit questionable because I know he's on very high wages at Bayern Munich. And then Timber was the other one as well, but then Timber's just signed for Arsenal, so
yeah.
Could hijack the Pau Torres deal from Villa.
No, he's already signed for Villa.
Is he done now?
Done. Yeah, that's done and dusted. That.
Could have hijacked that. That would have been.
That's what I mean.
Possibility we could hijack the Kim Min-jae deal.
Is it not done?
I don't think that was officially signed yet.
Is it not?
He's done it. He's signed personal and all that sort of stuff, hasn't he? But they've not they've not activated his release clause. I don't believe. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't see United going back into that. I mean, the names we've been linked with, obviously, like we just said, Disasi and Todibo. And I don't expect a lot of people to know about these players because, let's be honest, who the fuck watches the French league week in, week out? It's a shit league. Like, nobody does it. But I've seen good things about that Todibo. And from what I've seen of him, I think he'd be personally the best option. This Disasi, there's similar flaws in his game that Maguire has. That I've seen, and I can't remember who it was. I was watching something last night, and they had an expert from France on, like a French journalist, and he was talking about him, saying he's still got a lot of flaws in his game, and he's 25 now. Like, he would have thought he kind of would have bedded these issues out by now. So I'm not completely sold on this Disasi, but if Erik ten Hag wants him, I think we've seen with a lot of the players, we should probably back the manager. So let's see what happens with the centre back options.
I wish we would have got him for Botman, because I know I banged that drum for a long time before Newcastle got him. And what they getting for, like 28 million or something like that? It was cheap, wasn't it?
It was outrageous.
And it's just like, that guy is world class, like absolute world class. I was like, why are we not in for that sort of character?
I think no matter who we go for, no matter what the value is, you can nearly double it as soon as United get involved.
Oh yeah.
Every player we're interested in, straight away the price is doubled. So I don't think we're ever going to get a good deal for a decent player.
Well, I'm looking at the Timber deal that Arsenal got. They paid, I think, 40 plus 5 in add-ons or something. If we would have got him, it would have been 60 million. 100% it would have been 60 million or 65, somewhere around that ballpark. And that is the one I wanted. I'm gutted that he's gone because I think he would have been a great player. He's worked with Ten Hag before, been alongside Lissandro, so the transitional period would be absolutely sweet. 26 people in the chat. Please do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Should we get into some comments, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. The comments section is going mental. Lots of love for Brian Casey in the chat, as always. That's always nice to see. Wow, Dan Errington with a very harsh comment. The Sun, the paper version of Fabrizio Romano. That's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh.
That's harsh on Fabrizio, that.
A little bit harsh. But,
that is harsh.
Aaron Gregory, Bruno to lead us to a trophy in a final this coming season. Makes no sense to remove the armband from him. Yeah, absolutely. Lewis Jackson, tell me this Felix story is a sick joke. Lewis not happy with it.
That's the next topic we're going to touch on.
He's not happy with that. This is a very niche reference, so you might only get it if you're from Manchester. Maguire moves like the 256 down Chester Road. So if you're from Manchester, you'll get that. Everybody else, apologies because you're not going to understand that one.
Yeah.
Pogba, £90 million, probably worse. That's from Aaron Gregory. Down saying Mudryk. Yeah, Mudryk's a bad one, isn't it? But they paid a lot of money for him.
It's bad, but I see potential in him where you could. I reckon Poch could grab hold of him and make him a player personally.
Chivy's in the chat, just back from Wales. Good to see Brian on. Absolutely, Chivy. Shout out to Chivy. Everybody shouting Massimo Taibi. Oh shit, yeah, he was a fucking terrible goalkeeper. Yeah. Absolutely appalling. Henry Jones, Bebe number 1, Jemba number 2, Pogba number 3, Sanchez number 4, 5, Maguire. There you go.
That's a shocking list, isn't it? When
That
you
is
look
a
back,
bad
you're like,
list.
damn.
He's also shouting Levi Colwell for the thing. I don't think Chelsea
Top
are letting
player.
him. You're not letting him go to us. Like, there's not a
Top
fucking
player.
chance. Not a fucking
Yeah.
chance he's going. What else have we got? Henry Jones, Trippier was class at Tottenham. We should have got him before he went to Atleti. I would have enjoyed Trippier.
I mean, we was linked with a move,
Yeah,
weren't we? And he was like 30 million, and then they sold him to Newcastle for what was it, 20 or 15? So,
Yep.
yeah.
And then there's some Lucky Singh keeps putting in about McTominay moved to Roma for 28 million. I've not seen anything about that.
Nah,
seen anything.
never have I.
But there you
No.
go. And then some chat about the 256, which I'm not going to bore you with because people are talking about it, but I won't bore the rest of the viewers with the bus
Yeah.
chat in Manchester.
That's one of the topics we had on, funnily enough. We'll talk about it. No. Joao Felix was the next topic. Quite a bit of noise coming out. He wants to stay in the Premier League. I like this player a lot. He's Portuguese, so some of our players will know him. Transitional phase, all that kind of jazz that was touching on. The communication as well. You mean you got Casemiro, Fred, if he's still here, Bruno Fernandes, Delo. Loads of people that kind of speak a similar thing, which isn't all about that, but I just mean embedding in. It'd be nice for him. I think it's fantastic depth. He defo get enough game time because he can play in numerous positions. How would you feel about Joao Felix, Brian, yourself, personally?
Yeah, I definitely think he can add something to the squad that we have at the moment, which is the striker position because we don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen much of him, being honest, and I know you can't really base anything on last season for Chelsea because that whole team was poor.
Exactly.
I know he score 4 goals, I think.
Yeah.
In the 6 months he was there, so probably not a great return, but then again, they were so bad. But like, how old is he? He's still young as well, isn't he?
He's relatively young. Yeah, I mean, when Atleti bought him, I'm sure he was
19.
20.
I think he was
Yeah,
19.
19 to 20. So it's been a couple of years, so it's got to be 22, 23. I just don't. What I don't understand about it is why Atletico Madrid are happy to loan him out again.
He doesn't
make
on
sense.
with. It's the manager, innit?
He was falling out with Simeone, I think.
Yeah, I get that, but then you spend £100 million on £110 million, I think it was, on a player, and you're like, yeah, loan him out to Chelsea for a season, and then loan him out again.
Simeone's the highest paid manager in Europe, I believe. Like, he's on a shit ton of money, and like Atleti have basically just nailed their colours to the Simeone flag.
Yeah.
So whatever he says goes. So if he falls out with £100 million player, then the player gets the boot, and that's that. It is weird how they signed him to a new contract. I suppose they're just trying to retain the value in him. But like nobody's going to buy him for that price. Like he's not barely played for Chelsea. He was falling out of favour at Athletic. Like nobody's going to pay that amount of money for him. Like if you drop it down to about 50, 60, maybe 70 at a push, you might get some bidders in. But nobody's paying 100 million for this guy. Like it's just not going to happen. So if they want to shift him, they're going to have to put the price down a bit.
Yeah, it is a bit mad. And obviously the loan fee as well could be a bit of a stumbling block. Like because that's one of the reasons why we ended up getting fucking Vegas in January, because he was saying like £10 million for a loan fee. And you're like, to not keep him, that's a bit steep. But I do think he could add genuine competition. I think he's a wonderful talent, and I think he would fit in a Ten Hag system despite wherever it was he was playing. If you could get sort of loan fee out on it, well, I don't know what it'd be, 8 million, I'd probably go for it, just because I think he could have a massive impact on the season. And we're already seeing with Martial now, he's not even back in pre-season yet. He might even be injured for pre-season, which is just like, that's going past his standards of not being fit. So I would take him personally. Do you rate him as a player, Sam?
Absolutely. He's a fan, like the talent he has is fantastic. Like we saw it in the World Cup. He was one of Portugal's best players. Like he was fucking phenomenal at times.
Yeah.
Like ran the game, he was just floating about on that sort of penalty area, like 18-yard box, just sort of played about with there. Had Gonçalo Ramos in front of him and Bruno behind him. Worked really, really well. I thought he was like electric at the thing. Obviously scored that goal in the Athletic game against us, where that referee who was done for corruption had one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. It's just
he took fucking 5 years off my life, that cunt, honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's a great player. Like if we could get a cheap loan deal for him for the entire season, why not? We need bodies, we need players in the door, players of that quality. Absolutely, I'm down for that. Lewis Jackson in the chat is not a fan of him, saying he's fucking shite. Positive as always, Lewis. Appreciate that. I heard Jay McGrogan, Athletic paid mega money for him, and he's on big wages. The loan fee would be a lot for one season. I don't doubt the player, just the money. Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
Dan Overton, it doesn't suit the style of play and won't play how Simeone wants him to. Yeah, it's very defensive, very pragmatic.
Rigid.
So
work hard.
Red Devils TV, shout out to them. Currently sat in Benidorm watching the channel. Evening, boys. Evening to you, mate, as well.
Yes.
If we've only got 50 million left, including Onana, we need to sell players to get Højlund, and Felix is going to cost 70 million. Why waste the money when we've got Garnacho, Ahmad, and more? Absolutely. Let's have a look. There you go. I was like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Well, I was like, oh no, he's got it. He's understood.
Had to do it.
Never understood why they paid that much for him. It's not normally the type of business they do. Yeah, Athletic don't spend a lot of money, so they must have seen something. Yeah, I think that's it now. There we go.
Yeah. Let me know in the comment section, yes to Joao Felix or no. Even if you have to pay 8 to 10 million loan fee, would you still do it? Do you think he can have an impact? Just before we move on to the Casemiro quotes, Brian, I just wanted to ask about Harry Kane, because we've seen Romano, I think, tweeted out before that Bayern Munich could put in another bid at like 80 million euros, I think, plus 10. What do you think? Do you think there's still a chance for Manchester United? Do you think he would go to Bayern, considering the record and stuff?
I don't think he'll ever come to United, because I don't think Levy will sell him to United. It's as simple as that. As much as we want him, even if we throw 150 million at him, he's not going to sell him to United. I think he either stays at Tottenham, gets the all-time Premier League record, or he goes to Bayern and gets the trophy.
Yeah.
Whatever decision he makes will show what kind of a person he is.
Player, yeah.
Yeah. Whether he actually wants to win something or just is happy to win nothing at Spurs.
Be a travesty that, though, wouldn't it, Sam? If Harry Kane was to stay there, and for the player that he is, I mean, he's a world-class striker, one of the best I've seen, certainly. For him to stay at Tottenham for another year, to be priced out of a move again, in that essence. Bayern Munich's easy, innit? Like, you go to Bayern Munich, they've won the title the past fucking 50 times out of, like, 52.
Yeah.
To go there, it's guaranteed that it's almost easy, isn't it?
You're going to win a league title, most likely. Even last season, when they were shocking, they still won it because Dortmund absolutely capitulated on the last day of the season. So even when they're shit, they can still win stuff. They always go late into the Champions League sort of stages. They're always quarters, semis, sometimes even a final. So you're going to get further than, like, I think Spurs have been in there once and got to a final and then cocked it up. So, like, you're going to be in the later stages of, like, a big competition. Under Southgate, I just don't think he's ever going to win anything with England. Like, it's not going to happen. So he's got to have in his mindset, if you want to be considered one of the all-time greats, you have to win trophies. It doesn't matter if you score the record amount of goals in the Premier League, because Shearer did that, but he won trophies. Like, he won a Premier League title and he won stuff. So I think if he stays at Spurs, he's just showing he's got a lack of ambition, that he doesn't want to win anything. Because if I was him, Real Madrid would definitely be interested in him. They'll Bayern Munich obviously are interested in him. There's the two of the top clubs in Europe guaranteed to win trophies who are both after you. Why would you not go there? You've got maybe 4 or 5 years left at the top of your career. Go win something. Like, go be a legend for these clubs and, like, become something, right? Like, the goal league tally is nice, absolutely, but if Haaland stays in the Premier League for longer than, like, 5-6 years, he's taking that off you anyway. So why not go win trophies?
Yeah, it's a good point, to be fair. It's a weird one, because he can leave for a free next summer, so he's probably thinking in his head, like, a couple take me. But you're getting, like, 31 there.
Yeah.
He's not got the best record with his ankles. I know he's not been, like, super injured the past couple of years, but he's only reached a certain point where you can continue, and I just don't know if there'll be that similar interest at the age of 31.
Well, Mbappe leaves for free next summer as well, so Madrid will probably go get him. So that's Madrid gone. Yeah. And in that time, I imagine Bayern maybe they'll go for Osimhen. I know there's been rumours of that. Maybe they'll fill that slot of the striker, and then where's he left with? United might fill a player by that point as well, so we're not requiring him. So then where does he go? He has to sign a new contract with Spurs. Like, do you know what I mean? If he wants to move and win something, he has to kick up a fuss now. He has to hand in a transfer request, go on strike like he did last time, to get this move because he was that close to joining City. And you think if he would gone to City, title, Champions League, treble, and he still gets the goal scoring record, but he didn't do it. So
I think if he doesn't move in 20 years' time, he'll be a pub quiz answer.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
The best footballer in the world never to win a trophy.
Yeah. Now we've had back and forth on this trophy thing, haven't we, Sam? Because I know we've spoke about before about Harry Kane doesn't win, which I do agree to a certain extent. But I think it's interesting because someone like R9, probably considered the best striker, out and out pure number 9 ever. Never won a Champions League ever. No,
but he won he won league titles.
I know, but that doesn't take him for me. I don't think Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Has Zlatan Ibrahimovic ever won a Champions League? I don't think he has.
Yeah, but again, he's won league titles.
So yeah, I get it. But I'm saying there's still major honours that are missing in their arsenal, and they're still world class players.
They've won something. He's won nothing. Like literally nothing.
He's got an Audi Cup.
Oh, he's got an fantastic. Audi Cup, fantastic. That's about the same as our Bangkok Cup that we won. That lights up. It's about the same fucking level as that.
Don't disregard that Bangkok Cup. I can't even say that. Don't disregard it.
Yeah. So like, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that, like, at the end of the day, what are you going to show your grandkids? You're going to show them your winners' medals, or are you going to show like a piece of paper that says you were the top goal scorer in the league?
I mean, it's pretty impressive still if you could say you're the
I know, but like, it's not like if you go, is a Champions League medal, is a Premier League winners' medal, is an FA Cup medal, is this, or is a Bundesliga medal, is a La Liga, is a Scudetto. Like, do you know what I mean? It's way more impressive to have that. He's got a trophy cabinet with nothing in it. Like, absolutely nothing.
Just like Spurs.
Exactly. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
and a very short Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. What are your thoughts on that situation, Brian, with the trophies? Do you think they have to win something to be considered world class?
Yeah, I think you do. That's what the history books are based on. Your honours. You know, what medals, what trophies you've won.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Nick, right, the GOAT debate, Ronaldo, Messi, they were neck and neck. Who's now on top? Messi, because he won a World Cup.
But Messi also, because Ronaldo's decline was absolutely
but like they trophies wise and goals wise are very similar. They won similar things. They were at the top of the game for a long time. But Messi won a World Cup, so that tips him over the edge because he won the trophy.
Yeah,
if Ronaldo wins the World Cup, he's the greater player.
I don't think that makes I don't agree with that. I don't think just the World Cup makes him better. I think that was obviously a massive card in the thing, but I think his ability and what he did at the World Cup equally, like he was amazing at the World Cup. He didn't just walk through it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So his performances back that up. And I just think like someone, for example, like a Di Natale, right? Di Natale's a fantastic player. Never won anything. But like that doesn't, for me, I don't look at him and say, well, he's not won anything, so he's shit.
No, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean he's shit. It just means his legacy means less because he hasn't won anything.
But ability.
No one's questioning Harry Kane's ability. Like he's one of the best English strikers to ever play the game. Like name me a better one. Like there isn't many. Like he is top level.
Yeah.
But his legacy means nothing because he's won nothing.
Yeah. Agreed. Drop your top 3, and the people in the chat who are watching right now, drop your top 3 strikers. Let's get into something there because I'll be interested to see who you put. I'm going to move on to Casemiro because I said I was going to touch on the quotes. And there's a couple of interesting ones. The main one that stood out. I'll dive into that in a second. But he speak about the support he receives from the fans and things like this, and he spoke about the captaincy as well. He said, of course, everyone wants to have the affection and respect. They want to mark an era of titles, but I did not imagine that it'd be so fast. This is very gratifying and has been surprising. On the captaincy, he says, this quote, man. I like to have this role to be a leader, to take care, to be a little daddy. That's literally what he said. To go after things, I like to set an example, to be the first to arrive. The captain's band is nothing more than a symbol. Everyone at the club has always been very affectionate. I felt love from day one, which was not easy after spending 10 years at Real Madrid. It's the result of work on the field. It was a very good mix of fans, employees, and players. Lads, this is, Brian, I'll go to you first. This is one of the few signings that we've done that's 30 or 30 plus, where it's turned out to be a revelation. We actually have a world-class player on our hands. What would you mark his debut season?
I suppose if I was to rate it out of 10, maybe, I'd give him an 8 out of 10. Like everyone, when he signed first, everyone complained about the fact that he was 70 million way too much. But he's shown through his performances that he's been worth every single penny of that. And you see in some the games where he was, excuse me, the games where he was suspended, the drop off in the performances
mad.
in our team it was shocking. So he's definitely proved that he was worth 70 million.
Yeah. Should we consider him for the captaincy, Sam? Do you think Casemiro?
Absolutely. He's a leader. He's won everything there is to win in world football, apart from World Cup. But Champions Leagues, La Ligas, he was a staple at Real Madrid. He held that midfield together. Like, you're starting to see the new sort of generation come through now. They've signed Bellingham, they've got Tuchemeni, they've got Camavinga, and etc. Like, so they're building a new one because obviously Cruz and Modric are starting to age out. And he came to United looking for a new challenge, which I think shows his mentality as a player. It's like, I've won everything over here. I could just coast to the rest of my life through a career just winning La Ligas and a couple of Champions Leagues and just not really bother. But he was like, nah, I want to do something different. I want to challenge myself. And he looked at United. I was like, that is something I want to do. He's like, didn't know any English, and he's been. I've read like a couple of articles. He does like 3 English lessons a day to learn, so he can understand the culture. He's been to like tours of the museum and stuff like that, and learn about the history of United. Like, he's all about it. Like, he wants to play better, and I think that shows leadership qualities. And you see it on the pitch as well. What was the thing where you had Sabitzer and somebody else? I don't know. I don't think it was Bruno, because I think Bruno was suspended or something. Sabitzer and somebody else in front of him, and they were going, "Do you want us to come back?" And he was like, "No, I got it. You go."
Yeah.
That's the kind of character you want.
Leader of the pack.
Yeah, that's the kind of character you want on the pitch. You've got that in him. You've got that in Lisandro Martinez. You've got those sort of players who are just like, no, I've got this. You go do what you do. I'll sort this out. And I think if they made him captain, I'd be absolutely happy with that. I think Bruno deserves it because he's done it the entire season, last season. So I think it'd be unfair to go, nah, it's not you, it's this guy. So I think he deserves it. But vice captain, Casemiro, I'm all right with that. I'll be all right with that.
There's a thing floating about social media, Brian, about Bruno saying he tends to go missing in the big games. You think he'll have to step that up if he becomes permanent captain? And would you be happy, with that decision if he was made captain?
Oh yeah, I'd be happy as well if he remains captain. I mean, like Sam was saying, he's been doing it all season. I don't really understand the argument that he goes missing in big games, and I know people say as well he's very emotional and he throws his hands about and stuff, but you don't want little babies out on the pitch either. You want players that are willing to fight and willing to get angry and get stuck in, and Bruno does that, so he more than deserves the captaincy.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I can't wait to see how they handle it, how the media put it out there, or how United put it out there that Bruno Fernandes is now the captain, and they're like, well, what's happened to Barry then? What's going on with him? And they're like, what do you say? Like, it's just basically we give it Bruno, and it's simple as that. Is that how they handle it? Very interesting times.
Football's brutal, man. Like, you have to be brutal, and you have to just be cutthroat. Like, if a guy's not good enough, if a guy's not good enough, you got to go. If you're not a leader, you're not a captain, you can't be captain. Yeah. Like, it's that simple.
It will be interesting to see if Maguire leaves now.
Yeah.
If he's stripped because of his whole ego of like, oh well, I'm the captain and I'm being picked. Whereas you're not the captain anymore now. So. And
your 5th choice, arguably, you're behind fucking Shaw as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's going to take England dropping him for him to wake up, because if
for the penny to drop,
because Southgate is going to pick him no matter what. Because I don't understand. Like, obviously we've been through this argument 1,000 times. Why Tomori's not getting in that team is beyond me. Why they're not trying out Levi Colwill, for example, and giving him opportunities, because that guy's going to be big. But I think until there's no way Southgate can continue on for another season. We've got the Euros next year, right? Correct?
Yes.
He can't continue on another season of playing Maguire when he's not playing for United. Like, it's untenable. So it's going to take the injury and drop for England before he goes, I need to move here and get some football and play, because I'm not going to get it here.
Yeah, agreed. We asked you a question before, top 3 strikers. Let's get into them. Let's see who you've gone for. And I'll criticise the decisions. Not just at United, by the way. It could be,
whoever. Hemi Jones, Cristiano Ronaldo in 2017, Pele, and then R9 2002. That's Henry Jones. Red Devils TV currently, I think it's Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, Lewandowski.
Currently, what? No Mbappe. I know Mbappe is not solid out and out number 9, but he'd still be in that list for me.
Terry RVN. Who's RVN?
RVP, did he mean?
Might have meant RVP, but Rooney and then Cristiano Ronaldo. Aaron Gregory, three favourite strikers ever: Ruud van Nistelrooy, Del Piero, Henrik Larsson. Red Devils TV, Ronaldo, R9, Suarez. You dirty bastard, Red Devils. How dare
agree.
you put that guy in there?
No, I agree. I hate him. He's
racist,
scumbag.
fighty cunts.
Yeah, he is. But as an out-and-out striker, fuck me. Deadly. Absolutely deadly.
What's yours then, Nick?
Top 3, R9, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Wow. Fucking hell. I don't know who'd go in that third slot, you know.
Why you think? I'll read out a couple more.
Okay.
Vince Bullock, Cantona, Sheringham, Robin Van Persie. He's cleared it up. RVN is Ruud van Nistelrooy. Okay.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. Lewis Jackson, Skinhead Rooney is one of the best I've ever seen.
Yes.
And Aaron's corrected. Actually, my best of all time is CR7 Benzema's Zlatan.
I was considering Benzema up there, but I don't know if that's a recency bias kind of thing because of the last couple of years he's been unbelievable.
Disco Stir, which is a great username. I like that.
Yes.
R9 Ronaldo Del Piero.
I have a lot of people going for Del Piero, aren't they?
Yeah, I would go with Ronaldo.
Ronaldo and R9 are definitely in there.
R9 Shevchenko. That would be mine.
Shevchenko?
Yeah, AC Milan. He was unstoppable.
I won't put him in the greatest of all time, though.
Mate, honestly, go watch him. He's fucking
I've watched Shevchenko before.
Incredible. At Chelsea, obviously, he was shite. Like, I'm not talking about Chelsea years.
Dog shit.
At AC Milan, unbelievable.
I think someone like an Etu deserves a shot as well. Etu was a fantastic striker. Brian, top 3?
Probably, favourite, Ruud would have to be up there.
Yeah.
And because I grew up watching Italian football in the 90s, I'd probably put Batistuta up there as well.
Nice shout. Good shout.
Very good favourite. And obviously R9.
Yeah, R9's just injuries, man. Such a fucking shame because what a player, honestly.
There was some like one-hit strikers in the Italian league in the 90s and early 2000s. Like there was some strikers who were like top tier, but they did it for like 1-2 seasons and then just fucked off completely. Like Adriano was one of them. He was unreal.
To be fair, it was injuries, wasn't it, with Adriano that kind of hindered him as well. Must be a Brazilian striker thing.
There was just a bunch of them that were just like world class, and then for 2 seasons, and then would just disappear, which was a shame. But
this is quite fun actually, because we were speaking about Casemiro. Let's go top 3 DMs right now. So not past, present, right now on the planet. Who's the top 3 defensive midfielders in your mind?
Casemiro, Rodri, and then
I put Kimmich in there.
I was gonna say Kimmich. Yeah.
Kimmich, Casemiro, Rodri.
Same.
Yeah, that'd be mine.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone's got any other shout.
Henry Jones. Yeah, Henry Jones, but Cruz. MU said Brummy, I think it's on the strikers. George Best, Brian Kidd, Wayne Rooney. So there you go. And then Aaron Gregg is saying the same as ours. And then, Christian Vieri. Fucking hell, I remember Christian Vieri, man. What a player.
Yeah.
What a player. Adriano had a peach of a left foot. Absolutely. Yeah. I just want to go watch some Italian 90s.
I was going to say, there's a massive kind of nostalgia around Italian football, isn't there? Back in like the 90s, like it was even the kits. You look back at some of the kits, like the Napoli one with the Mars on the front, like when Thingy was there. You've got all the old school Juventus ones, which I had one. I was telling you about before when I was like, yours, Sam, that I had a Juventus shirt. Girlfriend bought it me for my birthday. It was like the 2005 one. The sponsor was like Tamole, I think it was, on the front.
Yeah.
Put it in the wash. Came off. Full sponsor came off. I was absolutely devastated. Anyone who's got a retro kit, the sponsor is everything. Once that comes off, means fuck all, mate. Absolutely fuck all. So, wounded about that.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Yes.
Chivies, R9, Messi, Henry. Henry deserves a shout, absolutely.
I mean, would you class Messi as a striker? I know he played false nine at Barca, but
Aaron Gregory grew up on return football. Recoba, man. All these names are coming back to me, man. This is fucking. Oh,
yeah. Proper
miss those
nostalgic.
days. I miss those days.
Some great shouts in the chat there as always. Please do smash like on the video. I'm watching you. I know one of you haven't clicked that button yet and you're thinking, oh, I can't be arsed doing that. Please do leave a like on the video and please do subscribe if you're new around these parts. Right. We've talked about top threes and players we've already bought and captaincy situation. Now we're going to talk about outgoings. A couple of updates from Romano and other journalists. So Fred has now picked new agents. He could leave as Fulham will bid for Fred, but also Saudi clubs want him as well. Playing a more important role is key now for his future. Burnley and Sheffield are also interested in loaning Amad Diallo as well. But sticking with Fred, Brian, would you be happy if we was to facilitate a move for him?
Yeah, I think if we get the money that he's worth, what we're looking at, 20 million.
Yeah, probably.
Whether we're going to get that, because we're
probably
not
not
very good at selling players.
Yeah,
probably be closer to 10, I'd say. But yeah, look, I think I don't think he's really going to fit in as much anymore. If we get Amrabat,
good shout. Yeah,
you know, if we get him in, I can't really see a place for Fred in the squad.
Yeah, you're getting a bulky midfield there, aren't you? If you Mason Mount's just come in, you got Christian Eriksen. Donny's still there. I don't know how he's still there, but I'm sure he'll be sold in due course. And then many other midfielders as well. Sam on Fred, I've heard you describe him before as was it a mental patient in the kitchen or something?
I think it was on Instagram Live when we used to do those back in the day. Brian, this is before your time, before you started watching.
I know.
We used to do Instagram Lives back in the day before we did YouTube.
Mental.
And one of the best clips we ever had was me describing Fred. I described him as it's like living with a bipolar patient in your house, and he's a chef. And it's like you could come back one night from work and he's cooked a 5-star meal, 3 courses, all tastes brilliant and just looks amazing. Or the next day you come back and he's burnt your house to the ground. That's Fred in a nutshell. Like that's just. One game he might be even in halves. I've seen first halves from Fred that have been abysmal, and then second half he's come out and he's ran the fucking show. So Fred is a dichotomy of just like I don't understand him. I really don't. He seems like a great man. He's happy, he brings a great energy to the place, and when he's on it, he's fucking brilliant. When he's not on it, he makes you want to tear your hair out and just go, what is he doing? So I think you need to be consistent at United. I think you have to be a solid 7, 8 out of 10, or you have to be 10 out of 10 more than you are 4 out of 10, for example. And I don't think he's either. So if we get 15, 20 million for him, absolutely. I've heard the Saudi league are interested. Maybe they're willing to.
Which would be good because surely
that'll
bump it. Yeah, bump
maybe get 30 for him, which would be great. Yeah. That can go towards the Hoyland fund or the Amrabat fund or whatever. So. Be great, yeah. I like Fred a lot. I think he's been decent for us. I just think, not consistent enough. Doesn't fit in with the rest of the team, and like you said, he's not going to get game time. And I think that's what he wants. He wants to play. So I think it'd be best if we sold him. And Fulham would be a great team for him. If he wants to go Saudi and earn a shit ton of money, then go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's not like we don't like as a person. I mean, it's fantastic, but how many players do we say that about? It's not about sentimentality. It's not about
Donny. Same thing.
Fantastic, great trainer, works hard, but the level of quality is just not there for me. But yeah, that's the situation with Fred at the minute. Seems to be a lot of noise as well, Brian, about Amad going back out on loan. What would your decision be on that? Would you like to keep him, see him how he does the season, or what do you think is the right fit?
I think if we get in a couple of strikers, maybe go out on loan, but if he probably could maybe get pre-season, see what he can add. But how old is he? 19, is he?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe probably a little bit too young. I know he did really well at Sunderland last year, but I know the step up to the Premier League now at United is very different. So
we saw that with James Garner, didn't we? As well, like had a fantastic season at Forest, brought him back, didn't exactly materialise how we thought it would.
Yeah, maybe another year.
Interesting. Okay. Let's talk about Ahmad. People, Aaron's already putting it in there. I'd loan Ahmad to a Prem side. That's mixing them both there together. I'd loan Ahmad to a Prem side. Sorry, I'd give Ahmad a chance. I mean, you know my thoughts on this, Sam. I don't need to speak about it. What would you do?
I think Brian's correct. I think pre-season, give him a run of games. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if he can adapt. Let's see if he can show something. Like Prabhav Kandali says in the chat, I'd loan out Palestri instead. I think the kid deserves game time. I thought the cameos that he had for us last season, I thought he was really good. Direct, offered something very different to what Anthony offered. Had a right foot, which Anthony forgets that he seems to have for some reason. Don't know why, but was very direct and caused. I think didn't he cause a goal against was it Real Betis? I believe away. Was that the game? Yeah. So I thought he was really good, but I think if you've got Ahmad, Sancho, Anthony, and Palestri, one of them's not going to get game time. So I think you need to loan either Ahmad or Palestri. And I think because Ahmad had an absolute standout season at Sunderland, I think you give him the opportunity and you loan Palestri out to. I'd like him to go to a Prem team, maybe a Burnley, maybe a Forest, something like that. I'd love to see that sort of stuff. That would be amazing. What was that, Brian?
Yeah. Sorry, Luton maybe.
Luton, yeah, absolutely. So I'd love to see that because I think Palestri's got something. I think he's got talent. We've just not seen enough of it, and I don't. Either Ten Hag doesn't think he's ready yet, or I don't fancy him. I'm not sure because he wasn't given as many opportunities as I thought he should have been. But yeah, in preseason, Ahmad absolutely deserves opportunities. Play him every game you can. Give him every game you can, and just see what he's about. Because if he's got something, then he'd be handy. Like the impact Garnacho was off the bench last season. If you've got Ahmad to bring on that right wing, absolutely brilliant to bring a player to bring on. He can play in the 10 as well, as I believe. So you could.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. I said for a long time now, I think he can play as a 10. I think he's more than capable of doing it with the qualities that he has. And that's why I think, one, he'd give competition to Antony. And two, Bruno is very rarely not fit or missing a game. But when he does miss a game, I think he can fill in there. And I've got a dream. Like, I want like Antony and Ahmad compete on the right side. I want Garnacho and Rashford on the left, and I want Rasmus, Felix up top, and then you've got your Bruno, Mount, Ericsson, and maybe whoever it is who we bring in Amrabat, let's say, and then Casemiro. I think I'd be happy with that going into the season. Rasmus and Felix as the 9 as options, because you can't. I don't think you can bank everything on Rasmus Højlund. It's too much for a 20-year-old to say. I've said it before. Number 9, go score 20+ goals, kid. It's tough. But if you have Felix there, who's a seasoned, experienced player, despite his young age, I think he can deal with that, and they can both kind of be like, dovetail or whatever. I'd be more happy with that rather than kind of putting Marcus there as a striker. Even though I don't mind him as a striker, I only think he suits certain games where he's spacing behind, like a Liverpool, Arsenal, City, these kind of games. That is what I would want, personally. But yeah. Let's read out some comments.
Absolutely. Let's have a look. Bloody hell, the chat is busy. Legends. Jones, Maguire, 35. I hope that's 35 million because that looks like £35 because to say we're going down there. Fred, 25 million. Henderson, 30. Yeah, I'd be all right with that. Dan Everton, Saudi club willing to pay 30 million. Absolutely. In fact, they're willing to pay that. Let's fucking get it. Dan Raj is saying, hello, Brian. Shout out to Brian there for Dan. Let's have a look. I'd loan Ahmad to Premier League side. Oh, Nick read that before. That's from Aaron. Should definitely loan out Palestri from Prabhav. It's Lucky saying, any of you guys like racing or boxing? I'm not a fan of boxing, but I do like MMA. Big UFC fan. Nick?
Yeah, just literally watched the MMA card, the MMA UFC card, sorry. So, yeah, I like UFC, but racing, do you know what I was watching before, actually? So fun. I'm not going to spend too long on this. Cricket. I was watching cricket, and me of all people, I have fucking...
Were you depressed?
Tortured.
Were you depressed? Yeah.
This is how much I'm missing live sports. Genuinely, like my girlfriend woke up, she's having a nap next to me. She went, "Are you watching cricket?" I just need something. I need a fix. You know what I mean? I want to watch something live that's got like some form of event going on around it.
Formula 1 was on today. Could have watched that.
What was that?
The F1 was on today.
Yeah, I watched that after it as well. Hamilton. So was it Silverstone, right?
Silverstone,
yeah. I watched a bit of that as well. So I'm expanding.
You couldn't pay me to watch cricket. Jesus Christ, it's just boring. Also Tory sport, but that's another another story. I wouldn't loan him, but if we had to, I would move him to Bournemouth as they're developing a good system under the new manager, quality players in Neto and Billing. Yeah, I'd be up for that. I might have to go out on loan as long as it's regular first team elsewhere. I might hang around the first team. Yeah, absolutely. Pleshy gives directness on the right. Garnacho does on the left. Yeah, I'm with that as well. Henry, I don't want Palestri at Luton because I want him to be able to shine. He just won't. They'll lose every game. Fuck you know. I think at Luton it's just like Brandon Williams at Norwich. It's fucking harsh.
But was that about Palestri? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Prabhav Kandali, Felix, are we in for him? We're going to touch on that. Do not worry. Saudi, interesting Fred, asked for 100 million. This is our chance of the decade.
Yeah. Package him like one of the greatest midfielders ever.
Yeah.
The new Ronaldinho.
Shah Sam, I can't be asked for cricket. Absolutely, mate. I'm the same. Dan Raj, our countries have some wrong national sport. India's national sport is hockey. That's fucking bizarre. Yeah, apparently, according to Dan, national sport is hockey. He said it should be cricket because they're really good at cricket, and England should have football as a national sport instead of cricket. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But
well, on that topic, what is football a sport of? Where was it originated? Anyone know?
If you trace back sort of certain things, it's China originally, but then you can go back to the Mayans who played a ball game that was very similar. They kicked around something, but it didn't have the rules of football. So it just depends on your definition and stuff like that. They
didn't have VAR, did they? So back then, so
I'm sure they were 2 foot in each other though. So that was
yeah, that's the best kind of football. Prison rules.
Yeah, I think in terms of like rules and like leagues and stuff, I think we were the first ones to do it. But I think it's ball games, playing with your feet has been around for like centuries. I think I've been a long time.
Interesting.
Have you ever watched any of the Irish sports?
I've been to Gaelic football once. That was interesting. And then what's that? Is it called bog ball? Adam was telling us about it.
Hurling.
Hurling, is that? Yeah, Adam was telling us about that as well on a stream once. I've not seen it, but I've heard a lot about it.
Well, that's just.
Could you describe to viewers what was it? Bog ball?
Yeah.
Hurling.
Oh, hurling. Sorry, miles away. What's hurling? I have no idea.
So, you have 15 people on a team.
Okay.
And each person has a stick.
Okay.
Called a hurley. Or a hurl, depending on what part of Ireland you're living in. And then you have a little ball about this size, which is called a slitter. Okay. And you literally have to get this ball in the goal, and you get 3 points. And if you hit it over the bar between the two tall sticks, sort of like NFL, you know, where you have the 2 sticks coming up.
Oh, yeah.
If you get it between them, that's 1 point.
Oh, interesting.
So you couldn't, and
can you twat people with the sticks? That's what I want to know.
No, it happens, but you're not supposed to.
Oh, okay. Because hockey, that's all you see. That's what I live for. The fights in hockey. Yeah. Just that.
Hurling is so fast. It's a brilliant sport to watch.
Interesting.
But the first time you ever watch it, it's kind of like, what the hell?
I don't understand this.
Yeah. Just like fucking what's that thing called in Harry Potter? Where they're just is it the golden snitch thing when they're flying about and it's just I don't know if anyone will get that reference, but anyway, Quidditch. That's it. Well, how the fuck did I forget Quidditch of all things? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how to.
I've never seen Harry Potter.
Me neither, Brian. Me neither.
That's why I used to sat there going, "What the fuck is this kid talking about, mate? No idea."
Prabhav Kandali, I like this comment. Nick just wants violence.
Yeah. No, listen, you can't tell me a cold beer and NHL where they just twatting the shit out of each other.
You remember me, Nick? I used to stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning watching hockey. Yeah. I was a big hockey fights.
No one's asked about the actual sport. It's just the scrapping.
Don't give a shit. Yeah. Especially when someone checks someone on the open ice, they just fucking send them across.
Where are my Quidditch people at? Get in the chat. I'm seeing Quidditch, golden niche. I like it. Very nice. Play on words there. But yeah, I don't know how to segue from Harry Potter to this last topic, so I don't know. I'm just guessing I'm gonna go with it. We're speaking about youth players there, Ahmad, Palestri, Garnacho, these kind of guys. The England under-21s won the Euros last night, and I was taking a look at the team and the sub bench, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, there wasn't one United player in that squad. Are you guys worried at all about homegrown players in the team? Seems to be a lack of a little bit of talent. And I know it was Garnacho and Ahmad. Ahmad we bought, Palestri we bought, and Garnacho we bought. Actual homegrown talents, is there a slight worry there from any of you guys?
I think slightly. Like we have got good young English players. I know Brian's an Irishman, so I'm sure he's got different things. And he hates England football team, as every other home nation seems to hate us. But yeah, I think we've got some good English talent. We've got Charlie Savage there, we've got Charlie McNeil. We've got a couple of good players. We obviously let James Garner go, which Chivy's gutted about.
He played right back last night, you know.
Did he really?
What is that? Yeah, played right back.
So we do have some, and we've had some. Ted Mengi, I rave about him all the time. I think he's fantastic, but obviously injuries just crippled his career, unfortunately, which is sad. But I'd love to see that. So yeah, it'd be nice if one of them made it in team. What was the last one? Was it Rashford? Is Rashford the last English sort of graduate from the class?
Greenwood, he'd be what it. Technically,
well, we don't count him. He's a
I know, but
scumbag.
Technically, that's who it'd be. So you asked the question, I answered it.
Well, he doesn't exist to me anymore. So
fair enough.
Vince Bullock, ex-Man United player Angel Gomez.
He's doing very well.
Was he English? I thought he
played.
I thought he played for another.
No, he's English.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he played last night.
I liked him. When he played.
He was tiny though.
Yeah.
I was looking at him and I was thinking, 5'3", whatever he is in the Premier League. And I know they said it about Lissandro, but come on, 5'3" in the Premier League, you got not a chance, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They put you actually in the pocket.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a shame because I'd love to see more English talent come through. I'd love to see more Irish talent because we used to have a history of like Irish players at United. It's Roy Keane, Dennis Irwin, George Bett. Like we used to have loads of Ireland. It's gone away. Like the only sort of British or like home countries that guy we've got is Scott McTominay. You know what I mean? Like it's quite sad. I know we've got Darren Fletcher, who we don't know what his actual job is at United. Like he's at United, but no idea what he actually does. So yeah, it's sad. I'd like to see it happen, but maybe that changes under new ownership, new scouting, new structure. Maybe it changes.
Fingers crossed. Lewis in the chat saying, "How do I become an ultra?" Not there on my phone. Nick teases me with his trailers for exclusive content. I don't know if you can put a link in the chat, Sam. For it?
Give me a second.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And Brian can vouch. Brian's live on the show right now. Of course, he's one of the members, so he can vouch for the content that's out on there.
Lewis,
it's two. Drop this video.
Lewis, you can only come on if you're positive for most of the video, mate.
No, don't let Sam tell you that. Of all people, if you're positive, be as fucking whatever you want. That's what it's all about. That's what I love. Bring it the negativity. I'm happy to balance it out.
I'm only joking, Lewis. I'm only joking.
But yeah, we'll put the link in the chat, and that's for anybody else who wants to become a real Red Ultra for a chance like this with Brian on the show today. Not just that, help support the channel. We get amazing guests on, which we've had for our growth now for the past year and a half. The people that we've had on, it's outrageous. We shouldn't have had them on. People like Laurie Whitwell, James from the Muppeteers, what's his name? I'm just speaking about Jonathan Schrager, sorry, as well. Like Jay Motti numerous times, Alice Abraham, like loads. We've had loads of guests on. So we appreciate every single one of you for supporting the channel. You get exclusive content, badge next in name, and a chance to feature on the show. I'm pointing up there because I'm on Discord, but it's the right hand side, didn't it? Whichever way. Yeah, there he is. There he is. How have you found your debut, Brian? I think you've done all right. It's not he wasn't Veghorst anyway. Let's say that.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, enjoyed it. Yeah. First YouTube appearance, right? I think you were saying.
Yeah.
Very nice. Oh. Love it.
Wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you expecting something to?
I just didn't know what to say to you. So I was like, yeah, you're right.
Shall I read some comments out before we?
Let's read out.
Up? There's a lot of random shit here.
Go for it.
Bradworth Crandall saw a Quidditch pitch on a Google campus once. What, they actually play it in real life? People running between the legs with a fucking broomstick.
There's definitely people out there, right, who are reenacting Harry Potter on a park, and they're going, "You can't, Harry!"
For God's sake. Bradworth, Sam, did you change your keyboard? I can't hear you typing anymore. I found a solution, Bradworth. I mute the microphone.
Thank you.
I mute the microphone now when I type, so you don't hear it anymore.
Do you know why? I don't hear it. Yeah. Like while I was speaking, I don't hear it.
It's noise suppression on Discord, but on the thing, because it's a separate mic I feed into OBS, so it picks it up.
Okay. And then when I watch it back, I'm like, I can't remember that.
Yeah.
It was funny when the microwave as well, during the microwave was on. It's like,
I've
what are you having for dinner?
I've told my missus so many times, stop making food while I'm doing a live.
Yeah, he said, ding!
It is what it is. Garner is UK, not England, right? No, he's English. Yeah, James Garner.
Yeah, he's English. Played the right back last night.
Dan Errington, Kobe Mainu looks awesome. Yeah, Kobe.
Yes.
Kobe could definitely be
Yeah.
one.
Hopefully.
Evan Irish, would you sign him then on the Irish thing? Evan Ferguson. I fucking love Evan Ferguson.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be
Top
amazing.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah, next talent. I think it'd be expensive though. That's why they just signed an extension, aren't they, with him? I believe.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a very expensive boy, but it's someone that's.
I would have said if we got him and Harry Kane this summer.
Oh man, sign me up for that.
Top level. But that's a dream, and with United, we can only dream, can't we?
Prabhwev, Kieran Maguire. Yeah, Kieran Maguire as well. He was.
Fucking hell, yeah!
Don't forget,
amazing,
Maguire. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Henry Jones. When's the next quiz? Henry's
Friday. So
he wants to win a new. He wants to win another quiz. Henry.
Yeah.
He smashed the last one.
So what we're thinking of doing, obviously we're going to switch it up. We're going to do things like King of the Hill and then loads of other stuff. So that'll be predominantly Friday, I reckon, because it's like a fun kind of thing. Friday night, do a bit of interactive stuff because obviously everybody appreciates it and everyone gets involved. So that's more so when we're talking about news and ownership updates and transfer updates and like people get bored of it sometimes. So you want to break it up a little bit for people to consume the content, let's say.
Bravo Candale, Brian the Legend, great to see you. I think I saw you supporting Team Paddock FC as well. Big up the Paddock.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He flies the flag. People like Brian are why communities like these succeed because flying the flag for channels.
And I literally do fly the flag for Paddock. I have an Irish Supporters Club flag that I brought over to the last game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
We have a nice little proper community over here as well for following Trevor Paddock. So.
That's good. Yeah, they did a show in Dublin, didn't they? Like recently.
Yeah,
that was cool.
They're just before Christmas.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
One day maybe we get to that. Maybe we can go to Dublin and put a show on. Aaron Gregor, can we do something interactive when I'm on? Absolutely, Aaron. We can definitely do something. With
yeah. I'll have a chat with you because Aaron's on tomorrow, I think. So I'll have a chat with you, Aaron, and we'll sort something out.
Vince Bullock, I ordered my shirt from that site you told me about. So I've just said don't take long to come. Oh yeah, DHgate. Yeah, it should be on a couple of weeks, Vince. Don't worry about it. Rubber2908, where's Brian from? I'm from Tipperary. Tipperary, sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm from Waterford.
Ah, okay, there you
go. Southeast.
That sounded like Watford.
Oh, that's like. Waterford, yeah.
Waterford.
Okay, okay.
Home of the Crystal.
Home of the Crystal?
Nice.
Yeah, Waterford Crystal. Ever heard of it?
No. Explain what this is.
It's just glass. It's just like ornaments made from glass.
Oh, so
right. Crystal, like. Yeah.
Oh, so it's made in Waterford. That's why it's made. Ah, interesting. You learn something new every day.
It's all over the world. Obviously not in Manchester.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to make a poor joke about looking into the future then for us for the season, but I'm not going to do it. I will move on.
Prabhav Gandale, I'm going to look up the membership as well. Who knows who I can follow in Brian Sue? Absolutely, Prabhav. I'll put another link in. There you go. You can join it there.
Yeah.
Rubber2908 is famous worldwide. Well, it's not reached me, Rubber. I'm sorry, mate. Like, I didn't know. Apparently, it's famous worldwide. I didn't know this.
You didn't get the memo, Sam.
No, I clearly have not learnt my history of every single town in Ireland. I'm sorry. Fucking hell.
Do your fucking research.
I'm sorry. I'll write 2 pages worth of notes on Irish history next time. I mean, I should know a little bit because our family is Irish, so like I should.
Yeah, we've got background. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's County Wicklow. I think that's where our family goes to. When I looked at the sort of family tree and stuff like that, apparently we were hired by the Scottish to fight the English, so we were mercenary warriors for hire, and we got fought. Like we hired by the Scottish to fight the English. That's how we ended up here, apparently. So there you go.
That's the first I've fucking heard. Anyway, you've obviously done a lot more extensive research than I have, because all I know is me fucking nana's Scottish. That was it.
That's the mum's side. That's our mum's side.
Oh, well, let's not. I don't want to get into fucking family history. Let's not. This is turning into like one of them ancestor trees, whatever the fuck they're called. Do you have any more comments before we sign off?
Random shit. I think these two haven't been to the Crystal Maze experience. You get one there when you complete the experience. Don't mean to say Crystal, mate, but fair enough. Nick and Sam should do a video of the football museum in Manchester. Yeah, it could be a content
the National
idea
Football Museum.
We could definitely do that.
All I know is
All I know is this couldn't be anywhere near football chat. You started this, Aaron, by the way. Like, this was your fault. You started asking questions. So.
That's what happened. You go off on tangents, and then you realise about 10 minutes in, you're like, "What the fuck are we even talking about here?"
But yeah,
I suppose
that's all the comments. All the comments there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to every single one of you who's getting involved. Thank you to the ones who just become members as well. We appreciate the support more than you know. When we get to 22 members, that's when the next starting 11 will be announced. We pull names out of the hat on a live or members video, whatever it'll be, and then you'll find out who gets to feature on the show, just like Brian's doing here. So, how have you found it, Brian? Happy?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, thanks very much for having me.
And
I'm more than happy to do it again.
Absolutely.
In preparation for the video, I kind of went back. Well, not in preparation for the video, but just kind of last week.
Yeah.
We're talking. Nick was talking about the old videos and how much you've come. So I actually went back and watched the very, very first video.
Did you really?
Mate,
terrible, innit?
Honestly, the
terrible,
difference is just night and day.
Yeah.
But it shows how far you've come as a channel. Like it's brilliant. It's honestly brilliant, and your content is brilliant. That's why I signed up to be a member.
We appreciate it, Brian.
Support good content. So
thank you so. Appreciate it. We've just got to the point now. Like before Nick says, like I've always had a background in editing and graphic stuff, but it wasn't that good. I had an interest, but this channel's brought me to the point where I've got decent at it. And Nick's saying now, like when he first hosted thing, he was like,
it was so bad.
And now
that first Elanga video, the red one, just like,
and now he's on shows with Paddock and fucking like just hosting stuff.
Work.
But in my head, that's how I sound.
Yeah, well, to be fair, for your debut, you're much better than I was on my Jesus Christ. When I did my first show, like the Elanga one. If anyone wants to scroll back and watch that, 10 seconds, you'll turn it off straight away because it's absolutely shocking. But so bad. But you have to start somewhere, innit?
With you, though.
Yeah, of course,
it definitely helps.
You know? Oh yeah, for sure. Because you can bounce off people, you get different tangents and ways you can stream into it. So there's a little insight into Real Red Stock for you. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun journey, and this is literally only just the start. So I believe before we came live, we was I'll let you get into that comment in a second. Before we came live, we was 2,666 subscribers, I think we was. So we're trying to get close to 2,700. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Go on, let's read that comment off to finish with.
Henry's just put, Nick, that intro was dreadful. I think he's referring to the Elanga thing.
Yeah, look, I will hold my hands up. But look at me now. It's there's improvement. That's the key thing. You have to look back and think, I'm not that shit anymore, or at least I don't think I am. So
speaking of intros, what's your plan for the current intro you have now when the Glazers are gone? Do you have something in mind?
We've had discussions.
Yeah,
we've got
many
like
discussions.
We've got like color schemes. We're gonna maybe change around because obviously green and gold's not significant anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I've got ideas, but we've not fully formed anything out yet. But yeah, when it happens, we will be going to celebrate outside Old Trafford. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I've already said numerous times there'll be a bottle of champagne outside Old Trafford popping it. So let's hope, and hopefully that happens soon because we're losing our shit. But that's one of the videos that we put up as well about Qatar, what they could bring potentially to Manchester United if they was to take over, the pros and cons with that. And then there's a video on Rasmus Højlund as well. So for the new members who are joining up, make sure you give them a watch and let us know what you think. And thank you to Brian for coming on. Appreciate you, mate.
No problem. Thanks again.
Yeah, and as always, Sam, legendary. Thank you very much.
No worries. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Go follow us on all the socials: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all the good stuff. Go follow all that stuff. All your news, nice, lovely graphics, all that good stuff. And we'll be back tomorrow.
And also, don't forget, football is back on Wednesday. Pre-season starts on Wednesday. So watch-alongs, all that kind of stuff comes back. Previews, whatever you want to call it. Loads of stuff going on with the channel as always. So take care of yourselves. Have a lovely day. Thank you to Brian for coming on. You absolute legend. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other in the near future.
I do. Thanks a lot.
Peace, everyone.
Peace.